Hi and welcome to the Baking Spot with Dot. So today we are going to make a tart. The tart I'm going to make is a fig and frangipane tart. But to start with, we have to make the sweet pastry. So for the sweet pastry, I have 225 grams of just normal cake flour, 50 grams of caster sugar, and 150 grams of unsalted butter. So what we want to do to start is cream the butter and the sugar together. Pop it into my whiz machine. Again, I find my whiz machine is the easiest to make this in. Just going to turn it on and cream it for about 2 to 3 minutes. My sugar and my butter has now been nicely creamed, and now I'm just going to add the flour, crack in the egg, and then we're going to blitz it again until it comes together into a dough. So it's all come together nicely in a dough, and what we just want to do is lightly flour your surface, and then we're going to tip it out. There go the dogs. We're just going to tip it out, getting the bits off the bottom, and then all I want to do is just to bring it together a bit in the flour. Go. Right. There we go, quite simple just to bring together. Now what I'm going to do is wrap this in cling film and refrigerate it to harden up for about 30 minutes. I've got my dough out the fridge that's been in there for about 30 minutes, and I'm now going to roll it out. Bit of flour over the top on a floured surface. Okay, so my pastry's now rolled out. I've rolled it out again. Just very carefully, I'm just going to fold it into 4. It's the easiest way to actually get it into the pie dish. If you put your finger through it or something like that, don't worry too much. You can always just patch it up. It's a very versatile one. I'm just going to gently open it up over my pie tin. Just like that. There we go. And then just gently with your fingers, press it into the corners. If you get a little bit of a tear in it, don't worry, we'll just press up. Once you've got it kind of pressed in, patching up any of the little bits on the way, then all you do is just gently flatten your hands down, or you can cut it with a knife. Take away the excess. As I say, this can then be used. You can wrap this up, put it back into the fridge, use it for the next tart. Now, we're going to blind bake this, and when you blind bake, it is going to shrink a bit. So just push it up the side so it peeps out over the top of your tray. Just like that. There we go. I say not too thick, as you can see. You can actually see it. It's not too thick at the bottom. You don't want a thick one. Then all I'm going to do, and again, why we do the next step is to stop it from actually rising when you blind bake it. So I'm just perforating the bottom with a fork, little holes like that, and that's my case ready. What I'm now going to do, and again this is to arrest the rising of it when you're baking it, is I'm going to put it in the fridge for about 10 minutes. So my pie crust has now been in the fridge for about 10 minutes, and we're now going to blind bake. To blind bake, I've got some baking paper that I've been scruffling it up, put it in, and then I'm going to put my beans in. Now I've got ceramic beans. You can use nuts, not nuts, beans if you've got, like butter beans or anything like that. Or really, if in a push, you can actually get some little stones out the garden and use those. So I've preheated my oven, so that's my baking beans in. So I've preheated my oven now to, I'm using fan, so I've gone to 190 fan, or it would be 200 in a normal oven. I'm going to pop this in for 10 minutes, and that would then be the blind baking complete. Finished baking my tart case, and it's been there to cool for a bit. Now I'm going to do the frangipane filling. So for that we need 2 eggs, 75 mils of cream, 50 grams of almond flour, 50 grams of caster sugar, and 20 grams of melted butter, which I've just melted a bit here. So very simply, we just put everything into a bowl. And you can do this in a mixer, but it really doesn't take long. So I find it's just easier to quickly pop it into a bowl here. Add the cream. Make sure you get it all in. Just reserve the butter because we'll add that once we've mixed it. Then my eggs. 2 eggs. All I'm going to do is just beat that around a bit until it combines. There you are, quick as that. Okay, you want to work with this quite quickly because the almond flour does absorb the liquid and it does mean that it thickens up quite quickly. So I'm now just going to add my melted butter, give it a last little whiz around and pour it into my pie case. Right, so that's the frangipane in. Now to put the fruit. Now, as I say, I'm using figs today because I love figs, but you can use anything in this. Raspberries, strawberries. If you want to use plums, you can. If you want to use a hard fruit like apple and pear, then I suggest just poach it a little bit first. So I've just topped and toed these, and I'm just going to place them in my liquid. Arrange them nicely. Squeeze another 2 in there. There we go, and that's now ready to go into the oven. Same temperature, so as I say, 190 fan or 200 normal, and this will bake for about 35 minutes. And there we have it, fig and frangipane tart. Lovely on a cold day with a bit of mascarpone cheese and a little sherry.